Hello friends, my name is Abhay Kumar and today I am going to bring to your notice a very important piece of information that has been ignored, downplayed by our so-called mainstream Indian media. The Hindi newspapers did not publish it, and those who published it, they reduced it to a small story. It was printed on page number 3. News channels did not hold discussion on that. What was that news that was deliberately suppressed? The news is about a fact-finding report that was released on Thursday in Delhi, that is July 16th, by the Delhi Minorities Commission. Delhi Minorities Commission is a statutory body that was set up by an act passed in 1999 in Delhi Assembly to do research, to work for welfare and uplift of the Muslim society and other marginalized community. When Delhi riots took place in February, in which 53 people were killed, most of them were Muslims, the report was assigned, the fact-finding report or a probe was assigned by the Minorities Commission, and the fact-finding report has pointed out that CAA protesters are not responsible for the riots, but the top BJP leaders who gave inflammatory speeches, and also the police and its inaction was responsible, and that story was suppressed. Interestingly, when I looked at the newspaper the next day, the English newspaper carried it a very small story. The Hindi newspaper, most of them did not carry that story. Even those who carried it, it was made a very small story on the page number 3, and those stories which were not very relevant, they were printed and they were prominently covered, and that is why the story of the fact-finding report got lost. They deliberately did it so that people should be kept misinformed, people should be kept ignorant about the fact-finding report. The fact-finding report is available online. You can go and just click it, the fact-finding report, Delhi by Minority Commission. It was headed by a Supreme Court advocate, Mr. Siasat, and the report is in 130 pages. Some of the highlights of the report is that Delhi riots is not because of CAA. Delhi riots is not because of protest which was going on in Shaheen Bagh, that is the government is claiming. And you know that when Delhi election was taking place, the top BJP leaders gave inflammatory speeches, and they said that if a party is voted to power, then they will forcefully remove those dharnas. In a democracy, everybody has a right to protest unlawful law. Even Mahatma Gandhi was the champion, was the main force behind non-cooperation movement, and he said that he would never accept any unjust law. Similarly, people from Shaheen Bagh and other areas both Hindus and Muslims got together to protest against Citizenship Amendment Act. What is Citizenship Amendment Act? That act allows non-Muslims from Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, I beg your pardon, the act allows non-Muslims from Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh to come and take citizenship in India. But why not Muslims are allowed? I don't understand. Indian secularism says that you cannot make a law based on religion, but they have done it, and that is why there was a huge protest. The government had no answer to that. They used force and police to crush it. Students of Jamia Millia Islamia faced police barbarism. Police crackdown was also witnessed in Aligarh Muslim University. But what has happened? Those who were peacefully protesting, they are now being called as the man behind Delhi riots. But this report, which is made by a team, the job has been assigned by Delhi Minority Commission soon after the outbreak of the Delhi riots. That report is in public. Media is trying to suppress it because the report has said that riots took place or the situation became worse, or you could say that several lives could have been saved if police had been active, if police had not been complicit. There was also the incidents of no FIR registration. The report clearly says that there was partisanship and bias on the part of police and government, and the report also carries great speeches made by the top BJP leaders who used Hindu card, Muslims card, they used all cards, and Delhi was burning for so many days. So for vote politics, life is being sacrificed just to grab power. Some people are trying to kill their own brothers. As a citizen, as a human being, we must tell media that even if you do not want to tell this story, even if you want to hide this story about the fact-finding report that was prepared by a learned team assigned by the Delhi Minorities Commission under the chairmanship of Dr. Zafarul Islam Khan, people would come to know, they would read that story, they would read that fact-finding report, and there has to be a debate and discussion on that. Our media can no longer divert people's attention from the real issue. We will not tolerate any discussion on any debate on trivial issue. We must come out, we must read this story. It is freely available. You can just download it. It is available on archives.org. You just Google it, fact finding report, Delhi Minorities Commission. Just read it, spread this awareness, and we must tell everybody that violence, bloodbath for political gain will no longer be accepted and tolerated by a secular India. Thank you.